Good evening. Here to show you how I cook up my turkey. I tell you to cook things, but then I'll show you how to do the seasoning. And that's what really makes all the difference in the world when it comes to making this food. So it doesn't get too boring. We want to make sure it tastes good. So we've got some great seasons we're going to do. So I'm going to do some turkey tonight, putting in a little over a pound of 93.7 turkey. And so we're going to dump that. I just put it flat into the pan like that. Get it going. So the seasonings that I use, I'm going to put ground cinnamon on here. And I put about a tablespoon on a pound. That's about what you put on a pound of it. So sprinkle it on. I guess, but it's a pretty good amount of cinnamon. So about a tablespoon. Nice good one. Then I use minced onion. I could use chopped onions. That'd be fine if you want to use fresh ones. It's just as easy. And I really like onions. And they give some flavor that you don't get otherwise. Italian seasonings, basil, oregano, parsley. So it's just a nice mix. I like Italian seasons. Not that I'm Italian or anything. Alright, so we put a nice dosage. You see, I'm pretty liberal with, I put all my stuff on here. I just pound it on there to start with. I'm also going to put some black pepper. Keeping it simple here. Okay, and iodized sea salt. Since we don't use iodized salt, we make sure we get the iodized sea salt. Iodine is good for your thyroid. Want to make sure you keep that rocking. So there you go. And if you want to get brave, Carrie likes crushed red pepper. I'm not putting it on this time, but just to let you know, it makes it pretty spicy, and you can do that. Okay, now we're going to take, and I've just got it like this in the pan. I'm going to chop it like about in 1/2-inch slices at a time. So I really start grinding in all the seasons into the meat. So again, you want to grind up all that cinnamon. You don't want to take a big bite of cinnamon, you know, so we want to make sure we get it nice and ground. So I cut this. This really turns into, you know, ground meat by the time I'm done doing this in the pan like this. So, and you can use it on whatever you want. Whip it up with sweet potato, or whip it up with sweet potatoes or with potatoes. Just put it with some vegetables if you like. Put it on a salad. You know, just if you keep plenty of this meat ground up, and or plenty of this meat cooked up, it's easy to keep meals going. You gotta keep that protein flowing. So if I were to do beef, I would do the same thing. Like I've got this 93.7 beef here, and I'm gonna do it next. And I'll actually season it exactly the same way. So if you want to add other things, I've got different things on the salt. If you like, or on the shelf. If you like garlic, if you like Mexican seasons, I mean whatever you want, just go for it. But I always go with the cinnamon because it also helps with glucose uptake, helps with your blood sugar, and cinnamon's really good for you in lots of ways. A lot of micronutrition there. So that's it. Just I kind of do this in the pan. And keep it really chopped fine and keep it going because this is 93.7, so it's easy to burn, and it's super lean, so there's not really any fat in it to speak of, so you got to kind of stay on top of it. But I'll let that simmer for about 5 minutes and then come back to it. So that's it. Ground beef done the same way. So there's your meat. Just keep it cooked up, and you can keep your meals going. It's really that simple.